Hello, Matt 2. This is Parallel Lines Part 1 for remediation. And this Part 1 is only just introducing you to all the different types of angles that are created by um, two lines in a transversal. So let's get started. First off, if we have a trans or two lines, say M and N, and then we have some random segment that intersects both lines, right? That line is called the transversal. And what happens is this transversal creates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 angles, right? And then we have all these different pairs of angles that go along with it. Okay, the first pair of angles we're going to talk about are corresponding angles. And I'll give you an example of a pair of corresponding angles, angle 1 and angle 5. Okay, now, you could probably from this pair of angles guess another pair of corresponding angles, and that would be angle 2 and angle 6. There are two other pairs that you should be aware of, and those would be angle 3 and angle 7, and then finally angle 4 and angle 8. Now, what I like to do is describe these when possible. And an easy description to help you remember these, right, is corresponding angles are on the same side of the transversal, all right, and there one is interior and the other is exterior. But it's also important to understand that these are non-adjacent angles, meaning they do not touch each other or neighbor each other. Okay, so these are corresponding angles. Okay, now alternate interior angles. Whenever we talk about these, alternate interior angles are angles, they're angles on the opposite side of the transversal, and both, and let me shrink this real quick, all right, and both interior. Now, when I talk interior, what I'm referring to is any angle that is in between the two lines. This yellow area is the interior part. The blue area is exterior. So when I look at alternate interior angles, right, an easy pair of alternate interior angles to see would be angle 3 and angle 6, followed by angle 4 and angle 5. If I look, opposite sides of the transversal, both are in the yellow interior region, 4 and 5. Opposite sides of the transversal, both in the yellow interior region. Okay. Alternate exterior, very similar definition, right? These are angles on the opposite side of the transversal, and they're both exterior. So from that description, you should be able to see angle 1 and angle 8 are alternate exterior, and then angle 2 and angle 7. Okay, now same side interior angles. When we look at these angles and we go to describe them, these are, these are non-adjacent interior angles that are on the same side of the transversal. Okay, so when you think about this description, all right, what angles fit that? When I look at angle 3 and angle 5, that is a pair of same side interior. When I look at angle 4 and angle 6, that's a pair of same side interior. Okay, same side exterior, very similar, right? Same side of the transversal, right? Both exterior. And if I look at that, angle 1 and angle 7, right? These are same side exterior. And then another pair would be angle 2 and angle 8. Okay, so let's take a look at these, right? When you look at angle 1 and angle 2 in this example, right? If I highlight the transversal, that's the transversal. Are 1 and 2 on the same or opposite side of the transversal? They're on opposite sides, and they're both inside the two lines, right? Therefore, these are alternate interior angles. Okay, when I look at the next one, highlight your transversal. If I look 3 and 4 on opposite sides, therefore you know they're alternate, right? And in this case, they're alternate and they're both exterior angles. So alternate exterior. When I look at example C, right? This here is a transversal, right? And if you look at angle 5 and 6, they're on the same side of that transversal. They're both interior. So these are same side interior angles. Okay? All right, let's take a look at this. Anytime we have this type, right? The one thing you need to know is you can only use 2 lines and a transversal. So obviously there's only one transversal in this whole diagram, and that's that highlighted yellow line. And when I look at 1 and 4, when I go to do 1 and 4, I'm going to use this line and this line, okay? And if I look, 1 and 4 on the same side of the transversal, this is exterior, this is interior, therefore those are corresponding angles, okay? Now when I go to do 5 and 8, if I highlight the transversal, and then I look, 5 touches this line, 8 touches this line, and now when I go to write them, 5 and 8 are on the opposite sides of the transversal, both interior, so these are alternate interior angles. Okay, 7 and 10, right? When I go to do 7 and 10, do those really have a relationship we're talking about now? No, these are just vertical angles. They have nothing to do with the 2 lines in a transversal. Now, 4 and 9 here. Okay, when you look at 4 and 9, let me erase the colors that are on here. Okay, 4 and 9 uses this transversal still. And if I look, 4 touches this line, right? 9 touches this line. And 4 and 9 are on opposite sides of the transversal. They're both exterior, so these are alternate exterior angles. When I look at 1 and 9, 1 and 9 will use this line and this line, and those are alternate exterior. 2 and 6, right? 2 and 6, I'll highlight the lines they use. 2 touches this line, 6 touches this line, and right away, same side of the transversal, interior, exterior. Therefore, these are corresponding angles. 6 and 7 are alternate interior. And then 6 and 10 are corresponding angles also. All right. Hopefully that makes sense. So now let's look at these. Whenever I do these, a lot of times, right, I'll put an arc in the angles I'm looking to describe. Then I'll highlight the line they both touch. That line there is the transversal. Now this blue arc also touches this line. This blue arc also touches this line. So when I look at this, 1 and 2, this here is your transversal. 1 and 2 are on opposite sides of the transversal, and they're in between these green lines, so these would be alternate interior angles. 3 and 4, you have to recognize these right away as being vertical angles. When I look at this, angle 1 and angle 2, since they are adjacent, you see how they touch each other or share this vertex, right? And if I look, both of these together will add up to 180 degrees, which makes these a linear pair. And finally, when you look at 3 and 4, okay, if I highlight, both of them touch this line here, which makes this line the transversal. And the other lines, if I put an arc in here, 3 touches that line. Put an arc in here, 4 touches that line. 3 and 4 on the same side of the transversal, and 3 is exterior, 4 is interior. By description, these angles are corresponding. So hopefully you understand how to identify what angle relationships they have, and it will help you tremendously in the next lesson. All right, go ahead and try the homework.